Hello, it is Wednesday, the 30th day of January 2013. My name's Derek. Welcome to today's technical analysis video looking at silver and the Dow Jones. It's a little after 1:20 or 13:20 Eastern Time, and at 2:15 p.m. or 14:15 p.m., the Federal Reserve will be yodeling down, saying a few things, but a good chance that the markets will get very volatile. If it's interesting enough, I'll post something in a few hours from now. If not, this will be the final video of the day, and only video of the day. But let's move this on now to the daily chart within silver, and pretty much the amount of days that it was going up. I was talking about 8 straight days up, and it pretty much declined most of its gains in about half the amount of time. And now it's looking to get back and rebound what it lost in around the same amount of time, maybe even quicker, as of course the Federal Reserve is speaking today. And interesting that it's already up over 2% before they speak. Yes, it could be crashed down after they say stuff. And we could also even have a test of the high 32 levels and maybe challenge a 4 kind of percentage type of day, as the volatility is usually the gimme when the Fed does their thing. Let's move this on to the weekly chart, and for that we'll just take a look at this in here. Obviously in a range-bound market, and what I was saying in here that on the way up that it was okay to make a lower high from here, and it was probably expected, and it did, as long as it makes a higher low. And you can say, well, there's a lower low in here, and yes, technically, but as long as the key low from whatever this one happens to be is significantly higher than this, I'll count it as a higher low. So if this is the higher low and you come back and really test the mid 35s up to 36 level, the bullish setup will come into play. Keyword is setup, but things really won't be getting bullish until you have a confirmed break above this line, which is about 39, really 40 even, holding and staying above there for a few weeks. Then it looks as if the correctionary phase should be coming to a conclusion. Let's now finish this off within the Dow Industrials. And what's a little interesting, the First in Business, CNBC, has been putting a ticker on stating how many points or percentage points it needs to reach the 2007 peak, P-E-A-K, not the intraday close, and they're way off. I've checked many different sites. It's a little big. Here we are. This is what I have seen, and I'm sure NetDania would have the same thing. Free Stock Chart says the high is 14,198.10, as does Yahoo Finance, as does Google Finance, as does MarketWatch, and I'm sure NetDania would as well. Yet CNBC is all about like 14,163 or something, thinking that peak and close actually means the same thing. Well, let's just throw that aside and talk about the 61.8% or Fibonacci levels, that when you confirm something to be a failed move, then the test level was at least to the previous high, which means it should be approaching it at that level. Let's take a look at the rally that occurred. Obviously, 61.8% resistance, and this has been the last lower low that it established, but significantly still higher than this one. This high was higher, then this low was higher, 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 technically higher, and again technically and higher, and this one will also be higher. So it's been making a pattern of higher highs and higher lows. Now, it's also time to get very cautious as well, because it's been a long time since it's reached this peak, and there's a decent chance that it will retrace a little bit and maybe even take out this previous low, but even on a bullish level, make a higher low on some sort of retracement. The S&P 500 needs a little bit more to get there. So if you're trying to time this thing well, I think I look for a pierce above 14,198 or a pierce above 14.2, closer to 14.3 as a possible top, and the S&P 500 to have a small pierce below their 2007 high. It also means that if you were playing the game to confirm the 61.8%, you can see it got above it, stabilized here, found support in here, maybe sometime in here you're like, okay, it looks like that this is a failed breakdown. We're going to test this high. And if you got in around the 12.5 area, then this is the area I would recommend that you would take some to all of the portfolio off the table. Okay, so that'll be it for this particular video. Again, if the movements are wild on the 2:15 or 14:15 p.m. Eastern announcement, then I'll put something up in a few hours. If not, I'll talk to you later on. Bye-bye.